All right, my Zeroers, we are back here on the channel, and today, yes, we got some things to go over from Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. But before we get into this video, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. But also, if you're new here, welcome. Consider subscribing here to our YouTube channel, where we share our love and passion for Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and now, of course, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Now, with that said, here we go. My Zero Wars, we have some great new news and up-to-date info coming from DBS Hype himself on the X feed. So let's put that on screen here. As you can see, we're going to go over the things that he has dropped on his Twitter feed or X feed. We're going to drop our two Zennies and then give our conclusions at the end. So all of us have been super hyped for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero ever since the announcement there. As you can see, December 7th. This trailer is still so much fire, and it has gotten us hyped for this game, and hopefully this means it's going to come soon, because there's a lot of things that have been dropped here. So we're going to try to go over this as quickly as we can, but this is just to update all of us on the latest coming from DBS Hype. Again, huge shout out to them, and of course, if you haven't followed them on Xfeed, please do so. But here we go. So some more screenshots here that they've taken. Of course, we've already seen some of this in the trailer. Of course, you see Goku there, Frieza, my boy Vegeta. We love Vegeta. Vegeta is my favorite Dragon Ball Z character, and of course Broly from the Dragon Ball Super movie. Now we also gotten some of these images as well. This is from the trailer. Of course, you see Jiren, Trunks. Look at his transformation. That looks so. This is from the Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. What I love here, look at his hair. It's like all wavy. So they're gonna really go crazy, I believe, here when it comes to the transformation and all the effects, not only with the auras, but also how things just move, their clothing, and here the hair. But that's not the only Trunks we saw there. We also saw the Trunks from the Dragon Ball Super anime. So that's gonna be interesting. We're gonna have two versions of Trunks here. Three if you actually count the kid Trunks. It'd be nice if we actually had a teen Trunks too, but we sort of do, and we'll probably get that in GT Trunks, but we'll see. There we got, of course, Krillin's wife, 18, and Krillin himself. And again, some more pictures. Of course, we've already seen that, of course. And this was one of the last images there we saw with Goku about to punch a screen there. And of course, now we have 17. Bunch of information here. We're just going to cover the Sparking Zero information. So on December 7th, X this out, some info and key features about Sparking Zero from the official website. So Dragon Ball Sparking Zero takes the legendary gameplay of the Budokai Tenkaichi series and raises it to a whole new levels. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has a historic number of playable characters, each with signature abilities, transformations, and techniques. Unleash the fighting spirit within you and take the fight to arenas that crumble and react to your power as the battle rages on. And we kind of saw that in the trailer. This sounds just so good and brings me back to the days of playing Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Now, I've mentioned this on the channel before Dragon Ball Z Kakarot dropped. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 was my favorite game. It felt like that was the pinnacle of representation of the series and how they kind of translated, of course, into the gameplay, everything. And of course, had one of my favorite characters, which is from Dragon Ball GT, which is Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And you can throw in there, of course, Vegeta. So can't wait. This just sounds so awesome. And we did see all the destructible things that was happening when Vegeta and Goku were fighting there in the mountain area. And all the effects that was happening, it just looks so good. I feel like Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is more like the graphics from Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, but just amped up to the next level, because we all know it's going to be on Unreal Engine 5. So that is something to look forward to, and I can't wait to see more gameplay trailers. Key features: breathtaking 3D fights, Engage in heart-pounding, high-speed 3D battles that stay true to the anime and video game series, with breathtaking visuals and authentic combat moves like beam clashes, rush attacks, movements too quick for the eyes to see, and planet-raising ultimate attacks. Oh, that sounds so good. Now, recently we actually got playing to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and it's been great. We'll probably cover some of the things that we've experienced there too as well, but we're just playing through it right now. And one of the things I don't like about Xenoverse 2 is kind of the HUD. To sort of know where your enemy is, there's like these arrows that point to each other, like a red and a yellow arrow, and I don't like that. In Kakarot, you don't have that. It's just that over-the-shoulder perspective. Budokai doesn't have that. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 didn't have that on PS2, if I remember correctly. Of course, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But that is one of the also things that I loved in the Budokai Tenkaichi series. And Kakarot was not that sort of extra layer of HUD activity there. That gameplay that we saw in the trailer looks so clean. So hopefully they can keep that. Now, we didn't see anything else on the UI. Of course, like the health bars and the key bars and stamina bars, if they have that. So it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to be putting on the screen. But all of this sounds so good and just so hype. Again, the graphics just look so unbelievable here, and I cannot wait until we see that. So next up here, the ground will shake. Awesome shot of Broly there. Step into an arena that reacts to your every action. As you transform or unleash your most devastating attacks, watch the environment respond with stunning realism. Leave a trail of destruction in your wake as you battle to your heart's content. Oh, that sounds so good. I cannot wait. Now, obviously, Dragon Ball games have always had that where your environment gets destroyed when you either get slammed through it or firing a ki blast. Again, Kakarot, Xenoverse, games up to this point have had that, but they're going to take this to a whole new level with the Unreal Engine 5 there, and I cannot wait. We cannot wait. I know we can't wait to see that. Of course, another shot there of our boy Goku in his Super Saiyan Blue form. And of course, you all saw where we got that screenshot here that we have in our background here. It was looking pretty fresh of our boy Goku there with the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero title. Now, they may change this, because I do remember in Japan when the Budokai Tenkaichi series came out, they were named Sparking. So it'll be interesting to see if they're going to change this. We'll have to wait and see. So again, here's some just more screenshots here, of course, of Goku and Vegeta. I believe this is a cutscene there. Of course, Broly again, but we see Cell. Frieza, of course, that is looking pretty fresh. Some more information here, or tweets, or X out here from Hype. Beam Clash and Beam Deflection in Sparking Zero will be spectacular. Yes, indeed, it will. But to deflect a beam, when Vegeta did that, that was looking pretty cool. And you can see the difference here in beams here of the Kamea Wave and his Final Flash. Final Flash is one of my favorite attacks in Dragon Ball. I just love how Vegeta just puts his arms out and then just concentrates that in front of him. It just looks so cool. Just kind of another shot there, and there's Vegeta deflecting the Kamehameha Wave, which is crazy, with one hand. But look at the destruction there. That is just going to be, man, to see the environment just literally just crumble around you, this is going to just be on a whole new level, which I am super you bet we're going to get this game day one. Not sure yet though where I'm going to get this, on PlayStation 5 and or on PC. That's just, we're going to have to wait and see there. So here you go. This is one of the things that we kind of wanted to go over here in depth. So Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has been in development for 5 years. We've heard nothing of this for 5 years. They kept this under wraps. So that is awesome. Check out the latest interview with producer Jin Furutani, who reveals some cool insights. Now there's another tweet here. He reveals he drew inspiration from his time observing how players in Fighter Z's esports scene enjoyed recreating iconic battles from the anime to ensure players could relish in the identical experience with Sparking Zero. He also mentions Zero 10s. Where did that go? Indicate a game potentially serving as a prequel entry in an ongoing game series. That isn't the case with Sparking Zero. Rather, the name is meant to embody the game being an accessible starting point for longtime fans and newcomers alike. We are in for the biggest Dragon Ball game ever. I am here for it. Let's go. Relish an identical experience. Yeah, this is just sounding so cool. So that IGN article is here. So we're going to go over that here. So Dragon Ball Sparking Zero producer says a game will have Budokai Tenkaichi's spirit nostalgia. Dragon Ball FighterZ because esports scene inspired Sparking Zero's development process. Now, FighterZ is a game that we did not get into. I don't like those kind of side-scroller games anymore, and which is, hey, if that is your thing, my Zero Warriors, that is all good. That's why I think we tended to lean towards Kakarot and Xenoverse, because it's more of story elements and just experiencing the story there. But Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, I feel, has really captured the storytelling and upped it. So I'm wondering what Budokai Tenkaichi 3's story is going to be in Zero, because in Zero, are they going to... I'm wondering what they're going to focus on story-wise, because in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, it was more like telling the story through the battles and voiceovers while you were fighting. Kakarot, just the cutscenes are just bar none the best so far that we've had. So now in Sparking Zero, I wonder how they're going to just amp that up. I just can't wait to see. We'll go over this quickly. During the Game Awards, Bandai Namco revealed a trailer for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, the newest entry in the beloved 3D fighting game series. Seeing as how it's been nearly 15 years, 10 years if you count the series' lackluster spin-offs, since players received a new mainline Budokai Tenkaichi game. Folks likely have a lot of questions about Sparking Zero. Yes, we do. Naturally, IGN assembled the 7 Dragon Balls and spoke with producer Jun Furutani to chat about the game's 5-year development process and get some insight into what players can expect when Sparking Zero releases on Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and PC. Whew. Although several Dragon Ball games have released since 2007's Budokai Tenkaichi 3 on PlayStation 2, which we still actually have. We still have that game. And Furutani said now felt like the perfect time for the series to return and deliver an evolved Dragon Ball Z gameplay experience on next-gen consoles. What was interesting to see with Sparking Zero was the effect on the environments. When Goku is charging his ki, you will have a little bit of wind picking up, which you already do when you were playing the game. But I do remember actually going back to the original Budokai series, the Budokai 3. What I loved about that was charging there. That was a side-scroller fighter, more or less, but I love the effect that it was showing, so can't wait to see that. Bertani said, while Padman Goku's Zenkai boost, when someone crashes through a boulder or a building after an attack, it's happening in real time. We'll be using Unreal Engine 5, so the graphics are just the more real and immersive. What was interesting to see with Sparking Zero was the effect on the environment. Furutani says he drew inspiration from his time observing how players in Dragon Ball FighterZ's esports scene enjoyed recreating iconic battles from the anime to ensure players could relish in the identical experience with Sparking Zero. Sparking Zero is different than Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, and Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So I love how they're mentioning these games. FighterZ was created with esports intentions with 2D fighting. Kakarot was about experiencing the story. Xenoverse had players go in an avatar into the world. Bertani said, the focus here is to push the limits of how much a player can completely immerse themselves into the world and how intensely we can make that happen. So I'm not sure if it's going to be just a mixture of all of that in terms of story. I don't think we'll be able to create a character. I wish we could in this environment. That would be so cool. That's one of the things that I'm loving about Xenoverse 2 right now, is the fact that I can create a character and put him in to the Dragon Ball world. But I'm all for this. I'm all for what I'm hearing right now. Again, we saw the trailer already. So before the new Budokai Tenkaichi trailer made its world premiere earlier this year, Fans refer to the previously unnamed title as Budokai Tenkaichi 4. Gematsu spotted a Bandai Namco trademark filling in September, revealing the game would instead adopt the series' Japanese title Sparking, as we mentioned earlier. Although the subtitle Zero tends to indicate a game ostensibly serving as a prequel entry in an ongoing game series, this isn't the case with Sparking Zero. Rather, the name is meant to embody the game being an accessible starting point for longtime fans and newcomers alike. We read that already. Despite my best efforts, I wasn't able to get Furitani to spill the Zenzu beans, I like that, about the game's roster size, or more importantly, if the series' beloved loading screen minigames would make its triumphant return. However, Furitani beckoned fans to look forward to more details in the future and expect a robust game when Sparking Zero releases on Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Steam. Well, that's the article there. That is a huge amount of info, I feel. But that is just info that just makes me more excited for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Again, I'm looking forward to how they tell the story. I personally like the games that tell the story. That's why I love Dragon Ball Z Kakarot so much. To this day, up until this point, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is my favorite Dragon Ball Z game so far. Zero is going to just blow that out of the water, I know, but I want to see how they immerse us, like he said in the article, into Sparking Zero. We'll have to see. So love to see how many, this was December 9, love to see how many fans have started praising Xenoverse 2 and its DLCs after finding out that Sparking Zero has been in development for 5 years. Now, one of the things that I've seen kind of over the years is people wanting Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. And one of the reasons why I picked up Xenoverse 2 was because it was on sale. I got it for $7. I just saw it there on PlayStation Store for $7. I grabbed it, and so far I've been having a lot of fun. But one of the things why I also got into Xenoverse 2 was the continuous support that it's been getting, like DLCs. And also Kakarot has been getting its support through DLCs, because we have Season Pass 2 now. So we have 2 Season Passes, with Season 2 having the latest being the World Tournament, and with one more left in that. So all this is to say that Dragon Ball is alive and well. And for me personally, I hope Kakarot keeps getting DLCs just to keep the love going, because the way that Dragon Ball Z Kakarot tells stories, I love how they do the animation. CyberConnect does a great job in telling the story, retelling the story through the cutscenes, and I love that. Personally, I do, even though Kakarot is simplistic in combat, I do love that combat, because simplistic as it is, it can recreate what we've seen on screen pretty easily and accurately. But of course, again, it looks like Sparking Zero is just going to blow that out of the water. So with this little bit of information here, I do hope Kakarot keeps getting some DLCs. Again, we have one more for Season 2. I hope Season 3 we get more like GT. I want GT. Again, Super Saiyan 4 is one of my favorite transformations, and I loved it in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and I can't wait to see it here in Sparking Zero. So with that said, we're going to keep going here. The next bit of information that we have here, which there is, I can't believe. So here it is. So this was from December 15. Apparently, Xbox Marketplace had revealed Sparking Zero's size. However, it's different for everyone, it seems, all the way from 7 gigabytes to 166 gigabytes. Obviously, take this all with a complete grain of salt. Wait until official confirmation. So it took some screenshots here. You can see here 7.66 gigabytes. Release date, there's nothing yet. 166, 52 gigabytes. Again, nothing that it's saying of a release date. This is 77 and 7160. So I think it's more just placeholders for now. They're obviously just putting up whatever information they got. So there is that. So we're going to go here. We have some V-jump scans here, which is awesome. So this is all going to be translated later, but you can see here some of the pictures here, some vanishing moments, a clash between Vegeta and Goku, some more pictures of the characters that we'll be able to play. Krillin, of course, 18, Piccolo, You got Yamcha doing his Wolfang Fist there, Tien, of course, Perfect Cell, and Majin Buu, Fat Buu, and I love how they're showing one of my favorite games, and the game that we all love, and this is why we're all excited, is the Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. It's just awesome looking right there. And again, more shots here. We're gonna get translated here, but we see Bergamo there. That's awesome. We did see that in the trailer when we paused that screenshot. And there's future Trunks right there. We're gonna get 2 versions of Trunks, it seems, and maybe even like 4. And of course, more of the scans in high quality, much better quality here, of course. And again, clear picture there of Trunks Super from Super. Or the next one here. So translations. So this is going to be interesting here. So translations, and again, this is of the things that we saw here, or coming from here, from this V-Jump scan. So translations, the one the world has been waiting for. Yes. Relive the legendary Super Warriors experience. Over a decade later, the epic series took the world by storm is back. The #1 Sparking series, the latest entry is finally unveiled. The charm of the series is its overwhelming number of playable characters and high level of actions and skills reproduced in the game. I will say Xenoverse 2 combat mechanics compared to Kakarot mechanics, night and day. I wish, and I've said this before in some of the videos that I've made for Kakarot here on the channel, I wish that we would have more inputs in terms of usage of our supers and or ki blast, the way that Xenoverse has done it. So I'm thinking this is going to be like Xenoverse 2 on steroids to really capture, and I'm still trying to get used to the Xenoverse 2 mechanics there, as it's very layered. So I can only expect probably minimum Xenoverse level combat mechanics and some. So really looking forward to that. So the developer's dedication to covering every Dragon Ball character has given experienced players around the world a true becoming the character experience, I should say. So it seems like we're going to get a lot of characters this time around, because we have from original Dragon Ball roster now going all the way to Daima, which is of course the latest anime that is coming. I don't know how I feel about Daima, but we'll see how that pans out in terms of when the anime, and of course how it's going to be represented here in Sparking Zero. Writer Yonezawa recalled the second game, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2, which introduced him to the story of Dragon Ball. He's seen the latest trailer in advance, and this game is seriously insane. So I like how he says, he's talking about the story. If I can remember correctly though, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2 story was not my favorite because it was a playboard style and just speaking here and there. Tenkaichi 3 had in voiceovers when you were in battling, so I kind of like that. Cutscenes while you were fighting. So again, I think this is going to be like a huge mixture of that plus like Kakarot style cutscenes. I can't wait. An overwhelming number of Super Warriors appear, a super dense lineup that will even get fans going. I'm gonna take a pause here and talk about the roster quickly. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 had just a huge amount of characters. Xenoverse 2 has a bunch of characters, but some of them are only unlocked via DLC. So this may have the biggest roster ever in a Dragon Ball game, but expect that some of these, I believe, of course we'll wait and see, are gonna be DLC characters. Because how else would a game like this make money so that you can possibly see even Sparking Zero 2, right? I fully expect DLC content, which I'll gladly support. I do wish, though, that I hope they give us a good enough amount of characters in-game that you can unlock, because that was part of the fun in Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, which was unlocking characters. And I believe you had to do things differently to unlock characters here and there, you know, fulfill certain conditions and whatnot. That would be great if they gave us a good amount. Now, unlocking characters here in Sparking Zero. I hope they don't go crazy with DLC, but again, I expect it, so I think we should put our expectations there that even though this will be the largest roster ever, we have to expect that some of them, or maybe a good majority of them, will be DLC. Sparking battles move at super high speed with flight. While maintaining the series' traditional battle system of rush attacks and blowback pursuits, the fight has evolved into an even speedier and exhilarating 3D Dragon Ball action. I go to, again, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and Xenoverse 2, the gameplay mechanics there is pretty quick and intense, so I can't wait to see how this really is going to take that to the next level. Sparking special attacks. A super explosion from Vegeta's Gallic Gun. Had Gallic Gun ever been this flashy before? It boasts massive firepower that sends obstacles like boulders and buildings flying along with the opponent. We can't wait for the day we can use it ourselves. That is darn right. Sparking transformations. Goku transforms into Super Saiyan God. Super Saiyan, I did not like that title. Super Saiyan Blue is not my favorite transformation. Like I said before, Super Saiyan 4 just feels more right and is my favorite, and actually I like it over Blue. With the look of Great Spirit. This time around, charging up your ki causes the wind to stir and weather also changes. So those particle effects was already present in some games, but the weather changing, like the sky turning gray and black or something like that was a little bit there in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Well, the screen would go black and it would be showing your character a little bit more. So that I'd like to see like the heavens opening. See, that would be pretty cool if that was one of the transformation or the animations, I should say, when you're transforming. That I can't. Just so much good stuff here. The environment that changes with each moment and punch-packed production will take your super soldiers experience to even greater heights. Characters from Dragon Ball Super will also be playable. Hopefully for free, but we'll see. More information will be shared in the future. Don't miss it. So that is just a bunch of some good information there. I believe there's some more here. And again, here, this was from 22 hours ago. This is the latest information there from Hypes' X feed. So we can see Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, new screenshots in high quality. So there is Yamcha's Wolfang Fist. That's very cool looking there. I can't wait to see that in action. And of course, Piccolo, I believe he is firing, of course, his actual special beam cannon, which, wow, this just looks absolutely intense. My Z Warriors, I can't wait. I can't wait until this game comes out. So we'll do our best here in the channel to cover this, because along with what our main stuff that we cover here on our channel, Star Trek, Dragon Ball is something that I grew up with. I know a lot of us grew up with, and I'll cover it in the way that I can also share my excitement here. So do us a favor, hit that like button, but also comment below. Let us know what you're more excited about. Let us know what transformation you like most. Blue or SS4? Let me know. I'm interested to see. And of course, stay tuned for more Sparking Zero news. We'll try to cover it here as best as we can. And we will see you in the next update video for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. And we'll leave it on this awesome looking screenshot of our boy Goku.